Do you guys know who James is in the cast?
Yeah.
He loves more than the idea of gardening. He really loves gardening.
He does.
He has a big Excel sheet of like when to plant what kinds of things. He has this big old garden. And every fall we have like a party. He cooks all the vegetables. It's delicious.
Corn fest, we call it.
Corn, that's right. I was like, we call this something. Corn fest. Okay, how are you guys doing? Good. So we're kind of here for the next hour-ish to chat with you guys. I have a few things that I have said before at like firesides, like basically things I wish I knew when I was your age, when I was a teenager. That I'll just kind of go through, and then we can answer questions, or just this is kind of your time to learn what you want, I guess, from us. Learn is a strong word. I don't know if we know that much, but I do just have a little bit of advice. That sound okay?
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Well, I don't know. I'm not dead, so.
It could be good.
It could be good. There's a potential. So I grew up, like my intro said, I'm the second oldest of 6 kids. I have 4 sisters and 1 brother. My older sister lives here in Omaha. That's a big draw for me to come out here and to meet you guys, of course. So I grew up second oldest. My older sister looks nothing like me. She is very smart. She's very kind. She's very beautiful. And all I heard growing up was, "You are nothing like your sister." And while I know people had the best intentions when saying that, it was true. I was nothing like my sister. And I think I used comedy and making people laugh as a way to kind of help with being different, or being not as good as someone else, or at least I thought. Comparing myself to my siblings or to other people. So I went to high school. I know you guys are homeschooled, but I went to high school and I was pretty involved in theater. And I loved doing it. It was kind of like an outlet for me. I made a lot of great friends that way, and I could make people laugh, which is what I discovered I liked more and more. And I kept doing it more and more. So I really liked it. But as I was in high school, I also struggled. It wasn't always easy. I wasn't always happy. It wasn't always sunshine and giggles all the time. As I'm sure you guys are aware. Being a teenager is hard. Being a teenager is really hard. It's hard to connect with yourself, with other people, with your parents. And I remember going through that time, and looking back on it now, there are things that I wish I knew when I was your age. So I'm just going to give you a few things that if you could know now, when your age, you will be so much better off than I ever was. And I'm sure there's more than this list to know. But my first thing that I wish I knew was I wish I knew that I should just get to know myself and love myself, if that makes sense. I was constantly thinking about what other people thought of me and outside perceptions of me, instead of just getting to know what I liked and what I didn't like, getting to know my personality, being okay with my little quirks and stuff. I kept on thinking, well, my hair doesn't look like her hair, so I should cut it to look like her hair. Or I don't act like her and I feel weird, I shouldn't be doing that. And I wasted so much time doing that. I wasted so much time. I wish that I could just accept me for all my weirdness and learn to love it and learn to use it, because we're all unique. We're all unique for a reason. So I wish I knew that that getting to know yourself is really important, and loving yourself is really important. I also wish that I knew that when you compare, Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. It's one of my very favorite sayings to keep in my brain. Because think about it, anytime you compare yourself to other people, it automatically robs you of what you already have, right? If you think, man, she is so much funnier than me, then you're not appreciating what you already have. This quote or idea got me through actually the beginning of Studio C. So when we first started Studio C, season 1 and 2, like the intro said, I was a featured cast member. I wasn't a main cast member, but I was a featured cast member. And we were just figuring out what the heck Studio C was. It was very uncertain, to say the least. It was very uncertain and very nerve-wracking. We're all very vulnerable. We were trying to do this thing that we love for a job, and we didn't even know that was a possibility. We were trying to do a good job. And when the show first started, when it was kind of in development, there were 6 of us talking, mainly. And then when the show moved on, Jeremy and I were kind of, I don't want to say devoted, because it was all flowy. It was all changing all the time. but we were featured and not main. And there were sketches that we did in season 1 and season 2 where I originally had the role in Divine Comedy, or before Studio C started, and I was cast. And it was really hard to not compare myself to what was happening to other people. And in fact, I did. I compared myself to other people, and it made me miserable. The first season was so hard. It was really hard. I just had a baby, and I didn't know what was going on. It was really tough. I'm even like tearing up remembering it. It was tough. It was not a happy time. And I realized that what was the point of me comparing to other cast members? In fact, I could be more happy if I was happy for them, right? It was a team effort, and the only way to grow really is to appreciate what's happening to everyone and not let it diminish what's happening to you. So I wish I knew that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cry. Jeepers. But I wish I knew that comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to other people. Everyone is different. Everyone has their hard struggles. Everyone does, even if it doesn't seem like it. Okay, second to last one is just to work hard and be kind. That's what I always tell kids that want to do this. It takes a lot of work. It's really fun. I love it. I love being with my friends. But we write and write and write for months, and then we rehearse and rehearse, and it's not just an instant thing. Like you guys learned yesterday that we're doing the sketch workshop, right? We spent 20 minutes on one sketch, and even that, like, it's a lot of work, and we could have spent a lot more time on it, right, to make it even better. Like, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work. So don't be afraid to work hard, and don't be afraid to just be kind. That's one thing I've learned more and more the older I get. A big reason why I'm on Studio C is because Matt liked working with me. And we can talk about that a little later when the show started, how we were in Divine Comedy together, a sketch group at UIU before Studio C. And Matt was approached about starting the show, and they just said, pick who you want to work with, right? And there are for sure funnier people on this planet than me. But there are. I know that there are. But what was more important for us as a group is that we liked to work together. And that meant that we were respectful and kind with each other. And even now, and professionally, there's people that are not always kind, and we don't want to work with them anymore. Like, it's that simple, where like, they could be so talented, but being easy to work with and being kind to other people are just as important, if not more so. Because there's some talent that you could just work on. You know, there's some things that come naturally, but you could work really hard to learn how to write a good, have good structure and all the mechanics of it. There's some things, you have to have a good sense of humor kind of naturally, but you can work hard and learn how to do stuff. It's really hard to learn how to be kind to people, like how to be a very workable person, if that makes sense. So work hard, be kind. Last one. I wish that I knew when I was a teenager that I wasn't alone. I felt alone a lot. And I'm sure you guys feel that way too, even though I was surrounded by tons of friends, pretty superficial friends, but friends nonetheless. My sister and I were the only members of the church in my high school, and I just felt alone, even though I was super outgoing and I really loved being around people, but deep down I just felt like no one really understood what I was going through. And I wish that I knew that that just isn't true. And I'm gonna cry again, I'm sorry. It's just not true, because we have our faith. And we have, I guess I'll just go there. We have Christ too, that knows what we're going through, even when it feels like nobody does. And I wish I knew that when I was your age, and I didn't. I really didn't. I'm still learning it, but I really learned it as an adult, as a mother. That's when it finally started clicking for me. But if any of you feel alone, I would just suggest that you pray and you try to feel a connection with your spirituality, whatever that means for you. And just know that you really aren't alone. There's people around you that love you so much. And there's a Heavenly Father and there's Christ that love you no matter what. And they totally understand what you're going through. I wish I knew that. My teenage years would have been a lot easier because of it. And that's my spiel. I don't know if I should close it, but I'll just say, you guys are awesome, and don't compare yourself to other kids. Just be who you are, because we need you. Sorry that I got so emotional.
Yes, thank you. we'll go to questions. Does that sound good?
We both have colds. We don't worry about each other a lot.
We were gonna have a pitch meeting earlier this week that we had to cancel because the day of the pitch meeting, half the team was like, I have this throat thing, and then someone else, I have this throat thing. Everyone had the same
And I
throat thing.
thought on Monday, like, oh sweet, I'm not sick. I'm not sick. And then last night I got it.
So anyway, hopefully we're past the point of giving it to anyone else.
Well, you can have a cold and think, I have a piece of Natalie with me.
But going off of what Natalie was saying with what she wishes she knew when she was your age, there are two things that I think I would add. For me, I agree with everything Natalie said. I guess maybe it's just.
I was just a reporter, so.
Oh, no problem. You want me to stop? Oh, okay.
You gotta be used to it.
I just wasn't sure if you were handing it to me or.
No, I would say something, but it'd be completely inappropriate.
So where was I? Oh, yes, okay.
What it was, the stuff that I said.
Yeah, the stuff you said was great.
Yeah, that's
When I was around your age, one of the big recurring things for me was fear. And like Natalie was saying, I was worried. I was fearful of what people thought of me. I was worried about all kinds of things that never materialized. Some of it did. But when you worry, you suffer twice, is what they say, right? You suffer once from worrying, and then if it happens, you suffer again. When I was in high school, I was on the track team for a while, at least a few years, and I pole vaulted. And pole vaulting is just the dumbest fun you can have. It's very stupid, and I would never recommend anyone pole vault. It's incredibly dangerous, and I can't believe we still do it. But it's a thing. And anyway, so you you get to these pole vaulting matches, and this one time, actually more than once, but there's one that sticks out to me. We get there, we don't know the other competitors, and there's a guy warming up, and I remember he had sunglasses on, and I was like, oh man, that guy must be good. He's wearing sunglasses. It's like Tom Cruise over here. He's pretty awesome. And it worried me, it concerned me. I was like, that's the guy to watch out for. Well, the match starts and he is just abysmal. He is bad. This may sound good, but I mean, he barely cleared 6 feet. And you may say, oh, that's amazing. That's not. It's the poles themselves are like 11 feet. So if you can just get up over the bar with your pole, then you can clear 6 feet very easily. He was bad. I'm sure that he has other strengths, but the point here is that I was very afraid of him until I actually saw him vault. But I allowed a pair of sunglasses to intimidate me. Something as stupid as eyewear was causing like an emotional reaction for me. But come to find out, it's all sunglasses, guys. It's all sunglasses. It doesn't mean anything. Whatever it is that's intimidating you, that's scaring you, it's just sunglasses. It's not anything real to be concerned about. And maybe there are things that are intimidating. But like Natalie says, you are never alone. Ever. Yeah. And there are more with us than there are with them, if you know the scripture. And the point of that is that when you're in a situation and you do feel alone, you feel like you can't do anything, you might be right. You might not be able to do the thing that is before you. But God can do anything. Anything. Nothing is too big for him. There's no Goliath too big. There's no army too large or whatever. He can do anything. He can certainly help you with whatever it is that you need help with. even if it's pole vaulting.
Or sunglasses.
Or
Get you a pair of sunglasses.
And then, yes, the other lesson is wear sunglasses. People will think you are legit. The other thing that I learned from pole vaulting is, so with pole vaulting, you really have to commit. And the reason for that is because if you don't, you will hurt yourself. When you pole vault, you have your pole, and you can go up and then over the crossbar. It's like high jumping, but with a crutch. So, but if you don't have enough momentum, or you aren't committed enough to the vault, sometimes you will just go up and then go back from whence you came. And the direction you came from has no pads. So it's bad to go back. You must go forward. And if you're not fully committed to it, bad things happen. So I have learned that is very true for life in general. I think that if you are going to do something, you need to commit to it. The reason why we're doing Studio C now is because we were all committed to acting at some point in our lives. We committed to the idea that we wanted to do this, that we were going to spend a lot of time doing it. And we did it for years, never knowing that Studio C would ever be on the horizon. In fact, everything I had ever been told about my life from a very young age, because being an actor was the very first thing I ever wanted to be, I saw that wasn't practical. That you're either going to have to sacrifice your morals or you won't eat. One of those things will happen. And I was told this by people who had never acted a day in their life, but I believed them. And I'm not saying that they didn't have good advice, because based on everything I'd ever seen, I thought that was true. But it discouraged me, even though it was something in my heart that I really wanted to do. And so it took me a long time before I decided to actually pursue it for real. But once I did, and I committed to it, things started happening. And there's a magic in commitment that doesn't come in any other way. So you can say, yeah, I want to do that thing, but if you don't actually step forward, take some steps into the dark, and start trying some things and doing some things, anything, things can't happen. But once you take even just the smallest of steps, sometimes things really start to happen. And if you keep making steps, yes, they absolutely will happen. So it's hard to describe if you've... how's the best way to describe it? You can't steer a parked car.
Yeah.
You've probably heard that before. It's very true. The car has to be moving for you to be going in any kind of direction. So move your cars, all right? Whatever it is, doesn't have to be acting. But I don't suppose if you want to be an accountant, no one's discouraging you from that. But still, whatever it is that you have that are dreams of yours, I really believe that so many things are possible. I was told when we started Studio C that I was told, don't quit your day job.
Yeah.
This will never be a full-time thing for you, and certainly not for the other featured cast members.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until season 5.
Yeah.
Is that what the intro said? Season 5 is when all the cast members were hired full-time, which we were told would be impossible for years. We were told a lot of things that would be impossible about Studio C, and to date, all of them have been possible. All of them have come to pass. And some of them were significant, guys. I won't go into details, but some of them were big things that were just impossible, quote unquote.
Yeah.
People like to throw that word around or say, this never happens, or it's always been this way. And that's fine. Maybe it has always been, but that does not mean that things can't change. In fact, everything changes. Everything. You change. The environment changes. And people can change their environment if they're willing to try. So don't let other people tell you what is and isn't possible. Just go and find out. Just try some things. So that would be my advice. Don't let fear hold you back, and commit to whatever it is that you are, whatever it is that you're doing.
That's great.
And those are my thoughts.
Well done. Okay, we've got about a half hour. Should we do a little Q&A? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. In the future, are you ever going to hire any more featured actors or actresses?
Will we bring anyone else onto Studio C?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. We've always wanted to. Obviously, we haven't. It's been the same 10 faces for the last 4 years or whatever it's been. But recently, we have made plans to make that not that way. So in the future, you'll be seeing some new faces and stuff. We're not exactly sure about the process at the moment, but we know that we want it to be something that lives beyond us.
Yeah, we've this past year we've been working with our network and trying to figure out what the future looks like for the show, and it's been a lot of work. But we've, like Matt said, we would love for it to be something that can go from cast to cast and it still exists. So we're working on that currently. So sorry, it's kind of vague, but someday, hopefully, we're trying to figure things out. Yeah, over here.
Was the person wearing sunglasses blind?
Was the person wearing sunglasses blind? No, but I'd feel awful if he were. And good on him for pole vaulting if he was blind. That takes real guts.
So are you going to stop at a certain season, or are you just going to continue on until...
Are we going to stop at a certain season or just keep going until we die? We did do a sketch where we saw into the future and saw season 50. I would love for Studio C to get to season 50, and I would love to no longer be acting on the show when it gets there. Not that I don't love it, but what I really love about Studio C more than anything are the people that I work with, Natalie and the other cast members. And so we want to do more things together that are still family-friendly content type things. Get Studio C going so that it is self-sustaining and can live without us, and then move on to other projects.
Yeah, we'd love to make a movie soon. We'd love to do other things like that together. So we'll see.
Are you really colorblind?
I am colorblind.
Black and white, or is it
No.
Green. Oh, sorry, you say.
No, yeah. It is red, green, I think. I've never actually
I
been
know, it's like
tested.
we'll be like in the writer's room and we like color code things on this whiteboard and we approve things.
Some of us color coded.
And then but like every once in a while Matt will be like, put the wrong color by. I'll be like, what are you doing? That's red. And you'll be like, oh, it is? And I'll be like, I forgot. You're like, I don't know how I forget after all these years, but
I don't know why I'm still at the board anyway.
I don't know. Yeah, right here.
What's your guys' favorite sketches?
Our favorite sketches.
It changes every time.
It changes all the time, yeah, because we're always making new stuff.
We're always writing new things, so like it's also hard for us to remember what's in what season or like what you've already seen and what you haven't yet. But one that I will always laugh at is Greek gods. I think that is Mal wrote that one, and then we all kind of helped, but like it was Mal's idea, and she brought it to the room, and I remember when she first read it, I laughed so hard. I love sketches where it's like a setup and it's just joke. It's really fun to me, so I like that.
They asked this in the last Q&A we were at, but it's a sketch that hasn't aired yet, I'm fairly certain. But it's this Batman sketch, and I won't give away too much about it, but just Batman has all these doppelgangers, and it kills me. I think it's so funny. But now I've set your expectations to be way high, so you're gonna watch it and be like, no, that's not your best one.
You won't be disappointed.
How do you get your ideas for your sketches?
How do we get our ideas for our sketches?
I just had an idea sitting in this room when they were introducing us, and I thought, wouldn't it be funny if like there's a speaker and the introduction is completely wrong or strange?
Oh, yeah.
So I wrote it down, and I will probably write that on the airplane today. So things were like, I get ideas all the time, just with like just sitting around, or like you guys see the one where I'm a cashier asking Matt thousands of questions? So I was at Target once with my kids, and my kids were crying, and I just wanted to check out, and this lady really wanted me to get a red card. and she just wouldn't. She was very persistent. She was good at her job, but I was like, I literally just want to buy these like 2 bags of groceries and get my kids in the car. They're driving me insane, and she just wouldn't stop asking. And so that night I got home and wrote the cashier check. So our sketch. So I feel like that things just like from life happen a lot. We watch movies and we think like, oh, that's a cool scene. We should parody that scene. Things like that.
Sometimes we'll just be talking and goofing around and
Yeah. That's Lobster Bisque.
yeah, lobster bisque.
Lobster Bisque, we were backstage and James just does voices constantly.
Yeah.
He's always doing different voices. And he was talking like that, and he was like, "What would be funny to say?"
In that
and we,
voice,
and we
yeah.
were giving him words to say,
Yeah.
and then somebody gave him bisque.
Yeah, and he like latched onto
He's
that
like,
one.
bisque. He's like, "Oh, I like that bisque." And he started. Then we all said lobster bisque all the time.
Yeah. So like isn't that interesting though? There's like, it could have been anything.
It could have been anything.
But like his whole character is based off of
Lobster bisque. He loves lobster
this word sounds funny.
The same thing actually happened with Star Feraldo.
Oh yeah.
With Whitney's like I don't do mornings because we had a director who we're actors and morning isn't always our favorite time of day. We'll just say that. And we had a director who'd always make fun of us and say like, now I know you guys don't do mornings, and we always thought it sounded so diva-ish. Of like, okay, we're not that big of divas here. And so Whitney would say like, I don't do mornings, like, just like that, like as like a joke,
Yeah, as a
to
joke.
pretend to be like a diva. And then she just wrote a sketch one day out of it. So you never know.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Does your whole cast have like a group text?
Yes. We use GroupMe. I don't know.
We use an app called GroupMe, but we definitely have a group text.
Yes.
So also, do you take suggestions for sketches?
We do take suggestions. Yes. Yes.
It's not guaranteed that we'll use them, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we have, do you guys remember the sketch where we're playing a board game and a SWAT team comes in? To enforce the rules. So that idea was a YouTube comment on one of our videos.
Yeah.
And did Jason write that? You did.
No, Jason wrote it, but he and I were on commenting at the time, and I said, Jason, do you see that
that sounds
idea?
pretty good idea.
As someone should write that. He's like, okay.
You wrote
So
it.
he did.
So,
Yeah.
just some over here. Yeah, how about back there?
Are you gonna bring back any of your old characters?
Are we going to bring back our old
Actually, you
character?
know what? We're writing season 8 right now, and I feel like we were just saying the other day that there's actually quite a few like old people coming back.
Yeah, there's a bit of a...
But it's still not guaranteed. I don't want to get
It's
hopes
true,
up.
yeah. Like, because we'll write things and we throw away half of the things that we pitch,
Yeah,
at least. And then even after things have been approved, it doesn't mean that we're going to film all of them. And even if we film it, it doesn't necessarily mean that we'll use it.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important thing to mention, actually. We fail more than we succeed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. I mean, we keep maybe a third of everything we've created. So 2/3 of the time, it's not good enough.
It's failing.
Yeah, it's failure, and it's good because it led us to the success. So we've really come to embrace failure as part of the process. It's not a necessary evil. It's part of the process and needs to be embraced.
On that question, are there any characters you'd want to see come back?
Oh, that's a good question.
Susan Weaver,
Okay.
Captain
I hope
Literally.
Susan will come back. Captain Literally is a great one. I love that one.
We've talked about bringing him back.
Oh yeah,
Ecclestone's always good. Ecclestone, whenever Matt does it, he loses his voice.
Yeah.
So it's always like, you gotta be kind of careful with it. Wonder Woman will be fun. I love doing Wonder Woman.
Should we?
Those are good? Yeah.
So what was one of your favorite funny shows?
Oh, what like shows do we like watching? Oh man.
We had this question in the last Q&A. When I was growing up, I watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail a lot. That was one of my favorites. And I watched a lot of Lucille Ball. I love Lucy. And I'm trying to think of anything else I used to watch. Princess Bride, but that's not a comedy. Maybe it is.
It totally is.
But I remember my siblings and I, we were driving once. I grew up in Minnesota. We were driving to visit my grandpa in Milwaukee, and we like recited the whole movie of Princess Bride. Like we knew it all. Crazy.
I used to stay up late during the summers and watch reruns of the Three Stooges.
Oh, yeah, Three Stooges is so
when I was
good.
really young.
They're always funny.
Yeah.
Funny forever.
And I really enjoyed Steve Martin, Martin Short. I watched a lot of older stuff. I'm
Like Three Amigos, though.
like, yeah, like, oh man, you wouldn't even know Bob Hope or,
Oh, so they're good.
yeah, okay.
Bob Hope is very funny.
Bob Hope, Bing Crosby. They had these Road to so-and-so plays, a series of movies. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
all right,
that's fun.
yeah. Okay, good. I don't feel like I'm ancient of
Not
days.
that
But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I watched a lot of old stuff.
Cool. Over here.
How long does it take normally to like do that?
How long does it take to do the filming of it?
Yeah, because I feel like I would laugh a lot.
I do laugh a lot. Yes.
Yeah. There are some sets where we have to take many takes because Matt is laughing. Should we tell that story? So have you guys seen the one where we're in a Western tavern and I'm Pandora? And there's Netflix. Go ahead, tell them, Matt.
So, yes, I had a hard time that day because I was sitting right next to Jason, and Jason is like my kryptonite. And
He's just so like, he gets so in your face and he gets so dramatic. He's so funny.
There's this part where he turns and he says like, "Ay caramba," and he has the mustache and everything, and there is not a single take that I was not laughing in,
Yeah.
or like shaking.
And so Mallory on the cast was directing that day. And you could just hear her behind the scenes going, Matt, I need one take. I need one take where you're not laughing.
So,
And she couldn't. So I think for that line, it's like a close-up of Jason.
or
like,
something,
like you're
yeah.
not in the shot.
We cheated it or something because
Like, come on, Matt.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And there does come a point where it's like everyone's like, "Okay, Matt, get it together."
Like, we get it. It's funny. We want to go home. But our offset sketches that we film that aren't in the studio, they're usually like one sketch we usually film in about 12 hours. It takes a pretty long day to do it. Yeah, a lot longer than you think, right?
Yeah, 12 is a normal film day.
Yeah. Sometimes more like 14.
So as you're like doing this show and all the other crazy stuff you have in your life, how do you make sure that you can keep your focus on like the Savior and keep up your standards and things like
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I am lucky in the fact that I have kids at home, and so we've been able to do like our daily routine stuff with them. Ironically enough, even though like I'm way more busy with kids than before. Before I had kids, I would forget to read my scriptures all the time. Like I would go like a week and be like, oh yeah, I haven't read my scriptures in a while. But my son, my son's 5, and it's part of every night we read our scriptures, and he knows it. And so like I feel like I'm lucky enough as a mom that I have kids to remind me, like, we need to say a prayer so we can find my toy. Like, yeah, that's great. We should do that. Like, I just have a really sweet kid who reminds me that it's just a part of your life. We also, every once in a while at work, when we have like a big meeting or some big decisions are happening, we pray a lot. And we're lucky enough to work in a BYU area where it's very connected to our religion. But you don't have to work in a place that's so connected to your religion. I feel like it's a lot more simple than we think. I think sometimes I get overwhelmed with like, well, you need to go to the temple all the time and make sure that you're doing all these things perfectly. And it's a process, and it's something where I feel like Heavenly Father has given us tools that are pretty accessible and pretty easy. We have them on our phones. I have like you can have your scriptures in 2 seconds, and you can read a verse if you're feeling nervous about something, and it's such an easy tool for us to do. So even though I'm busy, I do feel like it's not that tough.
I mean, for me, I always pray before and after I write a sketch, just asking for any inspiration and help and whatnot. I mean, like we ask where do we get our ideas, and I feel like inspiration is going to be never ending if I'm going to the right place, right? So and just whatever I get, I say thank you for it. I think that's important.
That is important.
So, yeah.
Question.
Was it painful to do the stud sterling sketch?
Yes.
Not as painful as you think, though.
Not as painful
He
as you
didn't
think.
actually break his nose.
Yeah, that's all makeup. The volleyball one was more painful than the soccer one. So for the soccer one, we had kind of like it was a softer soccer ball. And really it was just the fear of turning and knowing it would be there.
It took so long to get the one where it hit you.
Well,
that's
yeah.
really good.
So for the close-ups, it's a physical ball, but again softer. For the wide shots, it's all computer graphics. So we didn't have any sharpshooter kickers nailing me in the face.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing, and it would have taken forever, and it would have been awful.
That would have been a 20-hour shoot, and
Yeah.
then we still probably would have gotten everything.
The volleyball one, those ones stung a little bit more. There's that one at the very end where I'm up at the net and they're like holding me up.
You can see the ripples in your face.
Yeah, where you can see the reverberation.
You can't fake that.
Yeah, that's real. And that one stung.
Oh, but so funny.
But it was
funny.
so worth it, yeah. So, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So when
Oh, sorry. Behind and then in front.
Okay, so when you're on stage, how do you have like a specific thing you do to stop yourself from laughing? Like when you know you're losing it, do you have like some
That is open to suggestions.
Yeah, if you have ideas.
writing or
I've done the biting thing. I was biting my cheek real hard during that funeral one where I'm in the coffin. But I just
Oh, yeah. He totally was. Of course he was. He was definitely trying to get you to break.
oh yeah, Jason
He's
knows.
always trying to get everyone to break. Always.
Yeah, but yeah, I have not hit upon anything that works. But I think
Sometimes I like try to just like really focus in. But most of the time, by the time we're recording it for video, we've rehearsed it so many times that like I know it's funny, but I've also heard this joke 50 times now. You know what I mean? So it's like a little bit.
But that's the problem with me for some reason. Like, I will know if I'm going to break during the actual recording because I will break during rehearsal.
During rehearsal, that's true. There's been a few, like,
Every time.
Did you guys watch this episode just barely with the X-Men one? It was
Yes.
on TV. It hasn't been on YouTube yet, so maybe you guys haven't seen it. But we just all broke. But we broke every single time in rehearsal, too. So it was like, we kind of knew we were going to break. And we tried so hard, but we just all broke.
Sometimes it's unavoidable. Oh yeah, we said you, and then we'll go back. Do you have any favorite characters?
Yes.
Yeah?
I love so many characters. Anne the Librarian is my fave. She's my homegirl. I also love Starfralda, and I love Kyle, and I love a lot of things. I love a lot of characters.
I really like Jason's Dobby.
So funny.
Oh man.
He did that one he started that one in Divine Comedy.
Divine Comedy.
So we've had that one forever, and I still love it.
We cut ping pong balls in half for
We
his
stuck him in his eyes.
and they would always fall out. And we just rolled with it. It was so funny to me.
Very sophisticated.
how do you deal with writer's block?
How do we deal with writer's block?
Great question.
Yeah.
You just keep writing, even if it's bad.
Yeah, and it will be. It will be
Yeah.
bad sometimes. That's okay.
Sometimes when I'm working on a specific sketch and I'm stuck at a place, I leave it alone for a while too, which is the opposite of what I just said. But I'll go on a walk or just forget about it for a half hour, then I'll come back and try it again, try to reset your mind a little bit. But really, you have to just kind of push through.
There's a study done in Vegas, of all places, in a casino. Statistically, if you stay at one slot machine the entire time, you're actually more likely to win if you go from slot machine to slot machine to slot machine. Just go one at a time, instead of just planting at one. And I often use that as an example of we just got to keep moving. And if it's just not working on this one,
Go to the
that's
next
fine.
idea.
Just go to the next idea. Go to the next one.
Yeah, we say that all the time.
Yeah. Let's get someone in the back. Huh?
Let's. There's someone back there.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How did you do the
sketch with Mr. Banana and Jason.
That is the weirdest sketch, and I love it so much.
Yeah, we love that sketch. And we did it knowing that it might be a little unsuccessful.
We didn't even know if we'd air it. We were like, let's just film this thing.
I think you'll notice there are a lot of tight shots, so we were able to have someone come in and replace the banana with a different banana without you noticing.
Well, you're cutting away to Stacy, I think.
Yeah.
That's how they did it. Whitney did.
And then there was like an invisible string, one of the, like a fishing line kind of a thing to pull him off.
Yeah.
Movie magic.
Very sophisticated.
Yeah.
Let's see, right there. Yeah, go ahead.
How long did it take you to practice the alliteration sketches like Dana's Dead?
Oh, interesting. Actually, they kind of try not to rehearse it too much, because part of the funny of that is messing up, right? There's people like there's especially people in our cast that like they would be so good at saying it that they wouldn't have to start over, and that's not fun. You know, for that kind of funny in that sketch. So like you guys would be memorized, but actually you wouldn't really rehearse it that much. You go over the blocking a little bit, but then they wanted to keep it fresh.
Exactly. Yeah, we get just enough that we feel like, okay, if we really concentrate, maybe we can get through this.
Yeah.
Which is the exception. Every other sketch we rehearse quite a bit, but
that's just one where we knew the funny of it is starting over, is messing up. So we wanted the mess ups to be true and not fake.
Not fake.
Yeah. Yeah, right here, Ethan.
Is it right if people who did skits can show Matt their skits?
Oh.
I would love that, but I don't know that we'll have
I don't
time.
think we're gonna have time because we have this and then a meet and greet, then we go to the airport. But I can tell them all about it.
What are some of your favorite voices that you've played in?
Oh, some of our favorite voices?
Voices.
For like our different characters and stuff? I really enjoy doing Ecclestone, but like Natalie said, I do lose my voice when I do it. But I like how different from my own voice it is.
We do accents and stuff a lot, which are always fun. Like it's fun to do British, it's fun to do Russian.
I wanted to see you guys do German.
German?
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you did German in the. You've done it a little bit, right?
Yeah, we had that foreign exchange student sketch. German there. I've been German a few times, but yeah, we love playing with different dialects and stuff. It just opens up new possibilities for you.
Yeah.
But
it's fun.
they're all really fun.
They're all really fun. Yeah.
So I just have two. One of them is just a suggestion, but when you said Princess Bride, I just thought of a sketch you could do where someone dresses up as the marriage consultant, I guess.
Marriage. We did together. Yeah.
Marriage.
That was a great one.
And secondly, what do you think how do you do the stuff on the elf sketch?
Oh, kind of similar to Banana, I guess. So we have an awesome crew. We have a really big crew. So when we do stage, I think there's about 80 people on crew, and we do offsets. There's still a good number. There's probably 20 to 30 at least. Really awesome makeup, wardrobe people that just like we come up with these crazy ideas and they make it happen somehow. I really don't know how they do it. They're amazing. But we have a really awesome prop guy who we would just have to coordinate with the shots, right? So we were both in that one. So Maddie's his name, and like there was like a fireplace, and he was like right off in the fireplace, and he'd like go like this and switch and go down. No. And while the cameras would cut away, because that was a live sketch, so we did in front of an audience, so we couldn't. On an offset, we can kind of cheat it. We can just use whatever shots we want, but for that one, he had to do it live, so it was kind of tricky.
Yeah, so we had, I don't know, like 8 different elves.
Yeah, he had all these different elves with
All
different
over.
gear and different. And then there was one that was like hidden in the couch and stuff that and then there was another person standing behind the set that put on your back. And like it was a little choreography.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
It takes a village.
It sure does. And we have an awesome village. We're very lucky.
In the very, very back.
That's right.
And then my wig fell off and it was ruined.
Come on.
Sorry.
What was Lucky Blue like to work with?
Oh, Lucky Blue, the male model.
That was a funny day. We were like, a male model's here. Okay.
Yeah.
He was nice.
He's super nice.
Yeah. He seemed very willing to do.
Yeah.
Because Matt improv'd a lot on that shoot.
Yeah, it was mostly just saying anything I wanted, and he would just have to respond to it. In fact, I think you can see him breaking at one point. He
there's one shot I
like turns
remember
away
that.
from camera because he's smiling. He's like. It's when he's the accountant at the
That's
desk. I
right.
think.
Do my taxes.
But he was super nice, and he's very successul.
He's very tall.
He's very tall. Yes. But he's got it. Whatever it is, he's got it.
That is for sure.
I think I was the one that actually took that picture of him that we used.
Oh.
And I'm not like a photographer, but I was like, that looks good.
So photogenic.
What has happened?
I guess it makes sense that he's a model then. Okay.
Yeah.
Who haven't we heard from yet? How about this lady right here? We'll do both of you. How about back first?
Do you remember your question?
So, how do you guys be able to get the wrinkles on different characters?
Good idea. How do we look old? Okay, speaking of our awesome crew, it's actually been a bit of a process. So in the first few seasons we did something on our face called latex, which is kind of like what, it's like rubber. And so we go early into the makeup chair, and they would stretch, you stretch your skin. So if you want wrinkles right here, right from smiling, that's a good place where people get wrinkles. They would stretch your skin, put rubber with a sponge all over it, dry it with a blow dryer, and then let go, and the wrinkles would come. And they do layer and layer and layer. They'd probably do 5 or 6 layers all over your face, and it took a long time. Now that our, it really would take hours. Now our budget's a little bigger, our crew's a little bigger, and they do like they sculpt molds of things that they can put right on our faces. They have a bust of each of our faces. They did like this thing where they covered our faces and then made like a statue basically of our face like this.
It was terrifying.
And have you seen them in the makeup room?
Yeah.
There's just all of our faces are like this on a shelf. And it's creepy, it's really creepy.
Very creepy.
But they can take it out and they can mold exactly what will make me look how they want. And then they take it off and they put it on me. It's really cool. The whole makeup process is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing how different they make us look.
They are really nice.
How do you balance motherhood?
That's a good question. I get that one a lot. It's a balancing act always. So when we started Studio C, when we started filming, when we filmed the pilot, I was barely pregnant with my son, who's my first child. And when we started filming season 1, I had him 2 weeks before. So I like Studio C and being a mom have just been the same thing. Like they've just been. I've learned a lot through both, and it's been happening at the same time. So I have a husband who's super supportive. Who we just tag team it. He's very capable and very awesome. But we also have Whitney and Steven are married and they have a little boy, and Jeremy and Jason also both have a child. Jeremy has 2. But there several of us are parents. 6 of us are parents. No, 5. 5 of us are parents.
Yeah.
And so we're all constantly juggling things and trying to make things work. But it takes a village, like we said. I have a lot of help. And it's something that we've just chosen as a family, and we just really felt like this is something I need to be doing with my time, and we just make it work. It's kind of vague, but that's what happens.
And the hat?
I have 2 short ones. So first, what's your favorite costume?
Favorite costume? I don't know. My least favorite is Captain Literally.
I was about to say that was one of my favorites to wear.
Oh.
I got to wear it once. It was fun that I got to wear it. I love whenever we do like period stuff,
Oh yeah.
like older dresses or things. Like it's always kind of fun to dress up like something really different than your time. But my favorite costumes to wear is when we're in pajamas. It's very comfortable.
And then my other one was how long did the based on actual events sketch take?
Oh yeah, that's like a one-shot thing.
It's funny because it's so simple and short. You'd be surprised though.
Yeah.
They say like how long you think it's gonna take, just times it by 3, and you'll probably be right. So if you're like, this will take 10 minutes, it probably took half an hour.
Yeah,
I don't know why,
That's
but
probably
that's how
right.
it is with film. It's like, oh, the lighting's not right. We have to move this.
You're always
or
waiting on lighting. That's true.
something, yeah. Or sound is, there's a plane flying overhead, so we can't get the
Right.
sound right. All kinds of things.
How did you like the ones with Matt as Britain?
Oh, we're...
Oh, international relations. I love those ones. Those are really fun. I love when we get to personify something. I think it's kind of different and fun.
I agree. What's fun about that character is with the teeth really changed the way
Yeah.
that I talk. So we didn't know that until we were like
For
in
dress rehearsal,
Dress rehearsal, yeah. So it really.
And he came out with these buck teeth and was like, hello. And I was like, oh, you're British.
So British, yeah.
So fun.
So yeah, it worked out really well. If you wanna.
Yeah,
How we
like,
doing
I'm
on
just,
time?
we're at 11. Do we have to 11? Oh, 11:15. Oh, okay, great. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, who have we here first? Yeah, right here.
Is there a upstage and a downstage? Because in the Couchville, there's like 5 to 6 people in the couch, and the one British one where Whitney fell through the ceiling and landed on Matt.
Ah.
Is there like a bottom stage?
There's one stage, but those were done with kind of tricks. So when Whitney fell through the ceiling, it was a dummy in a dress. Like it was like a dummy that was dressed up in a dress that someone was. So we have walls and an open ceiling, and someone from our props department probably was up on a ladder holding the person over the wall. And then when it was time, they just dropped it and dropped some dirt with it, I think. I think that's how they did that one. And then what was your other one you were talking about?
Couchville.
Oh.
Couchville. So the couch has no back to it, and
right.
so people were crawling ahead. And
So we have like our set. There's 2 walls of like an opening here, and then the couch is in front. So people would be hiding behind the wall and like army crawl. Does that make sense? Like through here and then pop out of the couch.
Yeah.
So you never saw them, but that's how they did it.
But we're glad that it looks like there's
Yeah, that's
gotta be
good.
something going on.
Like, oh.
Bag, glasses, yes.
How did you feel awkward in the third wheel sketch when you were in the third wheel?
Wheel sketch. What's that
No,
one?
I've been Whitney and Steven's third wheel for a long
that
time.
one. I know. Talking about based on actual events. Just chilling with the meat.
No, it wasn't really awkward. Yeah, well, like I said, we spend a lot of time together. The cast does. We're all very good friends, and so yeah. It's nothing I hadn't seen before.
It's true.
How about behind you?
How was it like working with the twins, Brooklyn and Bailey?
Oh, that's a good question.
Working with Brooklyn and Bailey.
They were so nice.
They're very
We've
nice.
actually worked with them twice because we liked it so much.
Yeah, they're just the nicest girls.
We're always down for a collaboration with them. They're super nice.
Yeah.
They're very kind. How about over here?
Do you have any pets?
Do we have any pets?
I have 2 children. So no, I do not.
We have a dog, and I say we. I live with Stacy and Adam, so
They're roommates.
we have a dog that it's Adam's dog. Let's be honest.
But still, you guys are all
Yeah.
daddies to it, for sure. But the dog's name is Mycroft. He's really cute. From Sure.
Just
It's Mycroft.
Mycroft is the name Adam wanted, and that's what.
It's a good name for him. He's very Mycroft. Okay, how about over here too? Good question.
Our favorite parody that we've done.
Oh, okay, I have it. I love the Great British Bake Off one. Oh my God. Do you guys watch the Great British Bake Off? Okay, so when we did it, we had all we were all binge watching it, and then we wrote it, and then we filmed it pretty quickly after we wrote it. And a lot of times we write something, we don't film it for 6 months, so we kind of, it loses its excitement sometimes. But we had just finished watching the series on Netflix, and then we wrote it, and then we filmed it, and we came to set, and they made the tent look just like the show. I was geeking out. It was like I was in heaven all day. It was awesome. I loved that one.
It's very fun.
There's lots of them.
Yeah, I love any of our Harry Potter parodies.
Harry Potter's always fun. It's fun to dress up.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I love the mirror one.
I was just for the Street Band comedy. I realized that. Is that still going? And
Yes.
how did that start? And how did it evolve?
Sure. So Divine Comedy existed before we joined it. I'm not entirely sure of the origin story there.
It came out of some group 20-something years ago. They started it. Just a couple of
And
people interested.
it's just like a few people, like in an auditorium where there's classes usually, and we just gather a few props and we write some sketches, and it's very low production. It's super fun. So we actually auditioned at the same time. We auditioned in 2007, a long time ago, almost 10 years ago. So and we did that, and it's still going on. So when we left school, there's people that are doing it right now. But after I had graduated, BYU TV got a new director of content. Things were changing, and they wanted to try a pilot with us. And so they approached Nat, and Nat picked the people that he had worked with from Divine Comedy that he wanted to bring along to this new project. We didn't know what it would be yet, and then it happened. That's basically the watered down religious. Okay, right here. We haven't heard from you.
Did you like working with Random Acts?
Did we like working with Random Acts?
Did you guys watch Random Acts?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's another show on BYU TV if you're not familiar with them. They do fun pranks, positive
Kind
pranks.
yeah.
Kind of pranks.
They were really awesome. They came to set when we were filming an offset thing, so I didn't get to spend as much time with those other people, but
But they were really nice. They were great.
they were great.
Yeah.
What was the first sketch that you ever wrote?
Probably my audition for Divine Comedy, if you can call it a
probably.
sketch. It was
It was very funny. It was a song, the bird song, right?
the bird song. It wasn't really a song. Well, I mean,
Well,
it was. I,
he
but
like
I wasn't
spoke
singing.
over the guitar.
Yeah, I played a guitar and spoke a story
About this evil bird.
about this bird. A true story. And
It was really funny.
anyway, yeah, it was nerve-wracking because Divine Comedy auditions take place in front of hundreds of people.
Yeah.
We have a whole auditorium full of people just to watch and laugh or not laugh, so we can get a sense of if something is funny or not.
It's pretty harsh. And mine was probably my audition too. I don't know if I wrote little scenes before. I just been doing theater, like I said. But my audition for Divine Comedy, when I auditioned for Divine Comedy, I had just come out to school. I was like barely 18. And I didn't know what Divine Comedy was. I'd never been to a show. But my sister, my older sister who lives here, was like, I think you could just go and goof around. Like, you're funny. Like, I've seen you do like crazy characters and stuff. So I went and did this character who's kind of like Susan's cousin. Her name was Eunice Hurlebus. And she was obsessed with the Twilight books, which were brand new at the time. I know we've all made fun of Twilight a lot. It was a fresh idea at the time, but very fresh. So that was my audition. And it was her, it was a character auditioning to be in Twilight the movie. And the Twilight book had just come out.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Eunice was a very popular character in Divine Comedy. She kept coming back.
She wouldn't die.
How about, yes, you sir. Yes.
You guys play any instruments?
Do we play any instruments?
Barely.
No.
I play piano. I can like sight read hymns. I'm not very good at piano, but I can do the basics. Keep practicing. Don't stop practicing. That was my
Jeremy
fault.
and Mallory both are musically talented,
Yes.
and they've put in the time. Jeremy was in a band,
Jeremy's in a band.
and Mal,
Mel takes guitar lessons still. She's very good at guitar.
she's very good, yeah. How are we doing on time?
We got 5 minutes? 2 minutes. Let's do like 1 or 2 more questions. Who have a weird friend back there? Have we ever done a sketch in a Coliseum? No.
No. But
We did write a gladiator sketch, like a fighter, but we never filmed it.
we gotta never film it.
But
Well, we
yeah.
should. We should do one. Now we just need a Coliseum.
Let's go to Italy.
Gotta go to Rome, I guess.
Okay, one more, right there, the glasses.
How did you feel doing that Alpha show?
How did we feel doing it? It was good. Anything with that? Oh, 5 minutes? Okay.
We're okay. Okay, we got a couple more.
Oh, sorry. Just a lot of moving pieces, and so a lot of rehearsal for anything that involves all of those kinds of things. So you never really know, and you kind of have to rely on everyone to do their job, because if any one person messes up or loses their wig, then we run into problems. When we do have things like that that the audience is enjoying, we call them happy accidents. It's like, okay, that wasn't planned, but it's
They laugh.
it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
They laugh. It's fine. Didn't ruin the sketch. It's fine. So yeah, happy accidents are fun.
Okay, we got time for a couple more. Yeah, right here.
What is your favorite Squeeze joke?
Oh, great one. I love all of Third Nephi 17. And that's when Christ is with the children after he comes. I read that whenever I need to feel better.
That was good. I really like Elijah, and so we're going back. Old school. But I think his story is pretty awesome, because I think he did some amazing things, and yet also still seemed to like have some depression too.
Yeah. Like a real person.
Yeah, he was very real. And so anyway, I just think he's a very neat man.
Question. Okay, right here.
Has something ever gone wrong in a sketch that you've had to
Have we ever had to improv around a mistake during a sketch? Yes.
Yes. I'm trying to think of a good example.
When you threw Jason's
Oh my
face.
gosh. Okay, so this is what happened. I still feel terrible about this. So we did the Justice League sketch once, and it was great. So like we got a take, and Jared, our producer at the time, was like, I think let's just try it one more time. Like I think it was the last sketch of the night.
It was.
We were like, the audience was in good shape. We were like, we're here. Let's try it again and just kind of play with it this time. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to feel like more intense about all my emotions this time. And I did.
She did.
But I remember when I was going down to hit Jason, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go really hard, but I'll be able to control. I'll be able to pull it back. And so I went really hard, and then I was like, I didn't pull it back in time. I'm so sorry. But anyway, so Jason improv like, oh, I'm seeing bats, like all that kind of stuff wasn't in the script. Like it wasn't in the script for me to actually hurt him that hard.
Contact, yeah.
And so we had to improv for a little bit, and then we picked it up again, and we were back onto our lines. But it does happen.
Yeah.
Okay, one or two more maybe.
Come on right here.
You guys do some of the voices of characters.
Oh.
Yes. Voices should we do?
How about you do voices and we guess?
I don't think I have enough of it.
I know, I'm so congested.
I know, I feel terrible.
Hang on.
I can do Susan.
Yeah, do some
I'm
Susan.
trying to remember Susan lines other than shut up, Carl. I'll just do shut up, Carl. Ma! Okay, wait. Shut up, Carl! That's it. And my throat is down. I'm done. Are you gonna do echoes? Oh, no, his throat. That's how much he loves you.
No, I can do it. Just trying to think of. All right. I'm trying to think of a line from it. Deer's just one word,
I know, it's
though.
just one word.
It hardly gets the effect.
Impending doom.
Oh yes.
Race.
Everyone
Embrace your impending doom. Yeah!
Okay, how much time do we have? 2 minutes.
Right there.
2 minutes. Yes. Yes.
What's your favorite challenge?
Oh, like challenge that we did to like celebrate things.
I enjoyed the one where we kicked soccer balls at Jason.
I was about to say, did you enjoy the pepper one? You got like the hottest pepper.
Oh, that destroyed me.
I love, you know which one I laughed the hardest was the rubber band. We were all dying. That was the funniest thing we've ever done. Like, we're trying to get, somebody was on a string. Marshmallows are on a string. And you like walk out and you so funny.
It did not look flattering.
It did not look flattering on anyone.
I forgot about all the little competition things that we did.
Me
though,
too.
With the roach and the seltzer. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we did a ton of challenges. It was so gross. Okay, I think we're good for one more. Make it good. Yeah, we heard from. How about back there? Yeah, where we started.
Mallory and McGonagall.
Oh. How did I feel kissing Mal?
As McGonagall.
As McGonagall. Yeah, I mean McGonagall. Who can resist? But yes, Mal and I are great friends, so no awkwardness. Thank you guys, really, very much.